Declarations of independence, constitutions, legislations are in the end nothing other than pieces of papers with a lot of scribbling strung together. They only start gaining value when the people start believing in them, when the people start enforcing them. Greetings, I'm Aryan Gupta from IMS Law College Noida, and I stand here today of my own free will and independence to spar with the issue that in the 21st century, in the year 2021 AD, are we independent? It is quite the oddity that even after more than 7 decades of independence of our great nation, this question still remains unanswered for the people of India. It is quite the oddity that even after thousands of years of development, reforms, transformations in this world of ours, this question still remains unanswered for the people of this world. But what exactly is this thing that we're talking about? What exactly is this independence that we speak so fondly of? Independence from the bars and limitations of our own minds, of our own selves, independence from each other, independence from the authoritative rules and regimes, and whose independence is more important, that of every individual with context to their own lives, or that of the nations with context to the individuals that live in them. Even though it may differ only in the slightest and most minute way possible, it is clear still that the meaning of independence from person to person differs. All over the world, humans have struggled to bring this concept of independence, of freedom, into reality. Yet our position still remains unclear. As for an answer to this question, I would say there is no correct answer. And to elaborate a little on that, let's limit our purview to the great nation of India for a minute. Are the people of India independent? The constitution would give an answer in the affirmative, which is in itself true. But the victims of religious fanaticism would give an answer in the negative. Those who become the targets of hatred-fueled communal violence did not choose to suffer that fate. Those who are persecuted due to being a minority and in return persecute individuals from the majority are not doing so because they are independent to do so, but because they are forced to do so. Yet those people continue to fight for independence. Are the women in India independent? The governing bodies would give an answer in the affirmative, which is in itself true. But those women who dare not walk freely on the roads at night, dare not wear clothes of their own choice, dare not choose their own partners, would give an answer in the negative. Yet those women continue to fight for independence. Are the oppressed and lower class individuals in India independent? The judiciary would give an answer in the affirmative, which is once again in itself true. But those who have to perform manual scavenging as a profession, those who face casteism and therefore don't get access to basic amenities like education and sanitation would give an answer in the negative. Yet those people continue to fight for independence. Some might say we are independent, some might say we are not. Some might say some might go into the technicalities, some might go into the practicalities. However, the most important aspect to consider for an answer to this question is what we can offer: humanity. Perhaps asking ourselves whether we are independent or not is not even the correct question. Maybe we should be asking ourselves what we are willing to do to be independent. And I will tell what we are willing to do. We are willing to fight, with violence or without violence, with ourselves or with others, to remain truly independent, just like our freedom fathers envisaged. Each and every day is the D-Day for our fight. And speaking of D-Day, let me give an answer to the question of what we are willing to do by paraphrasing one of the greats. Even though large tracts of this world have fallen or may fall into the grip of the odious apparatus of the hatred and evils that persist, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight all over the world. We shall fight on the seas and the oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. And we shall defend our lands whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. And even if, which I do not for a moment believe, our people at any time were to be subjugated and starving, then our future generations, armed and guarded by the thoughts of a progressive world, would carry on the struggle until in God's good time the new world with all its power and might steps forth to the rescue and liberation of the old.